All right, so I have been renovating this 50-year-old 1976 Travelaire La Jollie. Travelaire was a Canadian company out of Alberta. It had some problems, including a leaking roof, I discovered. But this was exactly what I needed when I needed it. So if you don't know, I was on a road trip in my Toyota Prius that I converted into a tiny camper. There's build series as well as a tour of that tiny camper. But my dog, Valentine, got very ill and then ultimately died pretty quickly. And it canceled the road trip. America kind of went crazy. I was a Canadian living in the States, and so I, moved back to Canada. I had to get rid of the Prius because you cannot import a vehicle that you've made modifications to into Canada. It is illegal. And so this trailer was exactly what I needed when I needed somewhere to stay on my brother's property. It's sort of at the end of the driveway right now because we're going to put it up for sale. But I felt like I owed a tour video just because I've had some content on this. There's a hornet flying around. It's that time of year where the queens stop telling them what to do and they kind of lose their minds. So yeah, if you want to take a look at the renovations that I've done, how far I got, if you want to take a look at a 1976 La Jollie Travelaire, let's take a look. Okay, so you're looking at the dinette area. It used to be sort of a blonde kind of sand wood finish, but I painted it cotton gray from Behr, including the doors. I think one of the things I would do if I was keeping this is I would reupholster the seats and maybe get new foam. I might keep the orange color just for the vintage look of it. But yeah, so I painted the cabinets and the walls, kept the original hardware, and I replaced the light fixture that was here. And that's kind of it. I kind of like this darker wood. Oh, and I had to replace the leg of the table because it broke. So there was like a metal leg here. All I did was get like a little latch for like a door. And now this can fold up and you can take it down and set it in here. And this can become a bed if you really wanted to. But yeah, no, it's pretty nice. When I was living in here, all my clothes basically, oh, this was the original color. All my clothes basically fit in these two cabinets. There's another one up here where I could store a few other things. And then there's a ton of space up here to kind of just have like stuff on display or anything like that. So I had a bunch of like decorative items over here and a picture frame with Valentine's ashes and stuff over here. I was using my Iceco Go 20 fridge that I had from the Prius just because I had it. So I just got an adapter, plugged it in here. And then I had books and some board games and stuff off to the side. So yeah, this was really great. And then there's a ton of storage down under the seats as usual. So the one by the door has a drawer in it. And honestly, I just stuck all my sort of camping gear. It's empty now, but I just stuck all my camping gear that I had from the back of the Prius in here. And then under the seats, you can imagine just kind of lifting this up. It's just a lot of storage down underneath. So yeah, like the stuff I had for when I was in camp, when I had my Prius, just went in there and I basically didn't access it. There's storage inside of here. It's a little bit odd. It doesn't have a door or anything. Again, I just stuffed a lot of the stuff I had for my Prius that I just didn't need, but I wanted to store somewhere. It was all stored in there. And then under this seat is where I installed a diesel heater. This diesel heater was great. It was sold as 8 kilowatts, but I'm pretty sure that's only 5. But this thing isn't very well insulated, and I slept in here down to minus 25 Celsius. And I wasn't the warmest in the world, but it was fine. It was totally fine with sweatpants and stuff on. Under here is where I have obviously the heater is down here. And because I was living out here in the winter, so here is the heater itself. There's a whole install video. You can go watch that if you want to see more details. I wired it up so that it could run off of AC power. And all of these pieces of styrofoam are all cut so that you can stick them in the windows for added insulation in the winter. So all of these screens come out and then you can close in all of these jalousie style windows and for extra insulation in the wintertime. So those are all kind of pre-cut. I'm sort of assuming that they're not going to be, like, I don't know if I'd run the diesel heater with them all stacked on top, but I'm assuming that sort of this is the summer arrangement. And in the winter, you would take these out and install them. into the windows. So that's sort of really what's under there. Originally, the water tank was under there. If you want to see what this looked like before, I have a sort of initial tour video from when I first got it. So all that's in there right now is the diesel heater and the styrofoam. I think there'd be a little bit of extra storage in there if you wanted to get rid of the styrofoam, but I think it's a good idea to leave lots of room around the diesel heater. So yeah, taking a look across the way, you can see I tried to keep the retro look. So I've got this kind of like army green style that matches the exterior, is what I painted the cabinet doors, and I kept the darker stained finish. And I closed in the fridge. I didn't film that, but the fridge, I closed it in. This was like a $20 fridge that I found at a Habitat for Humanity store. And it's a little bit small, but because I had the Iceco Go 20 over here, between the two, I think it was about 60 or 70 liters of food. And I found that it was like the perfect amount of fridge space for one person. It's just a ton of storage compared to anything I have before. I've got the paint for whoever buys this. But yeah, you've got a closet where you could put tall stuff. Like I had my camp chair and table in here and my little guitar ukulele. There's a helicopter flying by, of course. There's these two lower cabinets that I really didn't use. So the wheel well protrudes into both of them. There's a huge long cable in here for where the AC power comes in. And under here, there's a really small amount of storage. I think I just had some of my tools stuffed in these that I had from the Prius. You can see I closed in the fridge, so there's actually quite a lot of space in here. If I was keeping this, I would probably get a different fridge, and I sort of designed this so that if anybody else got this, there's a little bit of space to open this up for whatever size fridge you get, right? So this could be opened up quite a bit. You just have to take it off and cut it yourself. And then in this upper cabinet here, that's where literally all my sort of food fit. Like, it's huge. It's super deep. Like, you can see there's a paper wasp nest from the old days. But yeah, all my food fit in here. It's a huge cabinet. It was the perfect size. And then this was the bathroom over here. It had like the 50-year-old plastic toilet that was broken in a variety of ways. So there's a light switch. I took it out, but there was a light for, I think this would connect to the car battery. But yeah, it's got this cute little vanity that I painted the same green as everything else. So you can, most of my, my toiletries fit really nice in there. I had a hook for my pajamas and stuff, and some hooks here where I put my coats. But yeah, with the, I repaired it. You can probably see, maybe you can't, but this was where the hole for the toilet was. And I filled it in with a circle of wood, and then I closed it in with some grout repair stuff. And then, I painted this with Rust-Oleum's floor paint kit. So the floor is, painted with a thick paint, and then there's a top coat, two layers of top coat on here to protect the floor. So this wasn't as useful when I was actually living in here because there was a weird metal bracket on there, but this is great now. You could put you could put some cabinets in here. You could put a composting toilet, use this either as a closet or, actually use it as a bathroom. Again, if I was keeping this, I would probably get a composting toilet in here and maybe even a little kind of shelf vanity kind of thing. I think it would be really good for that. But yeah, I painted the ceiling, painted the walls. It's a lot kind of brighter and nicer in there than it was. If we turn around, it's got this nice little galley. It has a sink, and I just installed one of those little USB faucets. There's no water in the system right now, but these are great because you just connect them down to a jug or something. And I had my 2 scepter tanks that I had in my Prius and that I've moved into my van were in here, and it worked perfectly. So there was like one drawer that was exactly enough for like one person's kind of kitchen utensils. There used to be an oven range in here, but I took it out. So I kept my microwave in here, and then I just had like some baskets with fruit and bread and stuff inside. Again, there's a sort of another little useless cabinet down in here. I think I put my cleaning supplies down in there. And then, yeah, my scepter tank. Right now, we've just got something simple set up so that we can demonstrate what it looks like. But like there's an RV drain that goes down into something, and then the tube goes up to the USB thing. And if you have like a 20-liter jug in there, it'll last one person 3 days, is what I found. And then the gray water you should probably empty like every day or two. I replaced, there's a video on this, but I replaced the range top with this built-in cutting board. Another thing I would probably do if I was keeping this trailer is I'd probably replace the counter, or at least like paint it. There's a Rust-Oleum and other companies make like a counter painting thing, just because you need it to be stronger than the average paint. It has this little fold-up area as well, so that was nice. I didn't ever really use that, but you can extend the countertop. And then I painted these to match the cabinets as well. These upper ones were great. They like all of my cooking stuff, my pots and pans, my slow cooker, all of that stuff just fit up here perfectly. And there was probably room, like they were probably less than half full. So yeah, this little galley was just, it was perfect for one person. It was really easy to like pull out my little induction hob that I had and do some cooking. I had a tiny little 900 watt air fryer, which was really ideal for such a small space. And yeah, this was a great little kitchen for the 6 months that I lived in here. And then this was the bedroom area. Again, I have this is the foam that I had from the Prius, which was more than adequate. It was the exact right size. And then I bought an extra piece of foam. Right now, I've just got it covered in the sheets that I had because it's raw foam. These are the sheets from the Prius, so they're cot-sized. Again, I would get this reupholstered if I was keeping this. I'd probably, obviously get it to match the galley area. But this has these funny little drawers underneath, which I literally didn't use at all, but you could stick clothes in them. There's 3 of them. And they're quite deep. They go the whole depth of this bed, but they're shallow, and because I had my clothes in packing cubes, it just didn't really work out for me. But this also pulls out, which is nice. So it's just, it pulls out, and then these 2 are the right size for this to become, this pulls out to become like a twin size bed, which is kind of nice. And it's a neat little latching system. So it's sort of just plywood that slides on plywood. But it's got this part that sticks out, and then these little cleats on either side that it just pops into. Yeah, I got a little lamp over here, which was nice because there's no lights on this side of the trailer. This fan was nice to bring air in. There's a old school like output fan where you just open it, but it's not, you can't keep it open in the rain. So it was nice to have this extra fan in here. And then there's this sort of side console thing that there's a couple weird things about this. One, it wasn't closed. There was like this 3 centimeter gap here for no reason that like just filled up with crud. So I closed that in and kind of painted it to match the walls. There was a teeny tiny little drawer here where you really couldn't store very much at all. And then this just opens up into the cavity of all this. Like this is just this big wide open bit of nonsense. So again, I just used this, like my Prius solar panel was in there. I had a Pelican case, like again, just stuff I had from my Prius build that I didn't really need, but I needed somewhere to store. That all just went in there. Yeah, so this window is broken, but there's nice, good light back here. It's really nice. And then these 2 open, so you get a cross breeze. That one opens, but there's a piece of glass missing that I never got to replace. That would be on the list as well. And then this jalousie window is broken too. The mechanism is messed up in a way that I never could figure out how to fix. But if we just take a quick kind of look around, I painted the walls cotton gray. The ceiling is just white ceiling paint, and I replaced a couple of the wood panels with new plywood, so it's nice and fresh, and there's no rotten wood or anything underneath in the framing, which is awesome. Painted the doors. I think this is like moss, lagoon moss or something. It's kind of a retro color. And yeah, this is the inside of the trailer that I lived in for 6 months after Valentine got sick and ultimately passed away. You can take a look at the outside. So this, you can see why I sort of chose the green color to light this up. But it's in really good condition on the outside. If I was keeping it, I'd probably put a coat of paint on it, but I don't actually think that it needs it. It could use a spray down with a pressure washer, and I think some of this framing could use a paint job. You can see there's the Travelaire logo. Literally running the lights off of my River 2 Pro right now. It's got these vents because there was a propane fridge here, but I removed those. And then it has there used to be the water intake over here, but that water tank is gone. And there was an access panel here as well. So you could get at the diesel heater from this side if you wanted to. Down here was where the sewage came out. And I think there used to be a water intake. There used to be two taps, one that went to the tank and one that could be connected to a hose. The one that went to the tank had like a piston pump style thing. Both of them have been removed. And actually all the plumbing from this has been removed just because it was 50 years old, but it could easily be like plumbed back in again if somebody wanted to, but I would replace everything if you were gonna do that. The sewage output, unfortunately, you can't use because it's like totally blocked up. And then here's the front. You can see there's the diesel tank for the diesel heater. Because this was not being moved around, we were using it kind of like a stationary bunkie. I think if you were going to tow this, you would want to do something different with the tank. I don't think you would want like rocks being thrown at the plastic. And by the look of it, it looks like being out in the sun wasn't the best choice that I ever made. But it did get me through that really cold winter, which was really all I was asking of it. So if I was keeping this, I would probably build this into a box, probably a metal box of some kind with a lid. And I would probably replace the old plastic on here. That's pretty rattly and kind of messed up. I would probably do something about that. This thing opens up and then there's windows in the front. And yeah, there's a couple of outlets on the outside, which is nice. So there's one right there, which I used several times. This one I think used to have a cover that's long gone, but it has a switch, which is a little bit interesting. So you can turn this off and on with the switch. And that's kind of it. It's a nice little retro trailer, I think, for like, you know, if you wanted to be a bit hipstery. So there you go. That's a 1976 Travelaire La Jollie that I have kind of spruced up a bit. There's more work to do. There's always more work to do. But yeah, it's a cute little trailer. I mean, if you were gonna tow this around with you, you know, on road trips and stuff like that, long distances, I would probably want someone to look it over before I started like a cross-country road trip. But as a little kind of stationary bunkie or you know, a place that you're gonna have at a park that's not that far from your house and you move it a little bit down the road, I think for the right kind of person, you know, like a hipster couple or something like that, this is a really nice, cute trailer that doesn't need that much work to be like pristine again. You know, a little bit of upholstery, check out the outside. The kitchen counter could use some sprucing up. That's kind of it. And it was really fun working on this. And again, it served exactly what I needed. I needed somewhere where Valentine could be safe and where I could land on my feet and until I figured out what was next. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, if you can check out the build series from when I did any of this stuff. But if you enjoyed this video, thanks for watching. You know, like, subscribe. People are saying that subscribing is free now because I guess people don't know, but it's free to subscribe. And you'll see more content like this. I have been building out a van. And so the reason why I moved out of here is because I'm actually moved into that van. So there's a big build series coming up for the van that I built out that is going to be my new home after this. All right, I will catch you guys in the next one.